Yo, what's going on, you guys? And welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. If this is your first time here, I'm your boy A Ray, and I'm with my co-host Owen. Owen, say what's up.
What's up, brother?
All right, yo, Owen, we got a pretty good one today. So we found an article that kind of goes over the top 10. They call it normie in the article, but basically the top 10 mainstream anime that, if you are new to anime or if you're just getting into anime and you want to get into the mainstream stuff that everyone's been talking about for years, or even kind of the newer ones, you gotta go on this list and you gotta watch these ones. So we're gonna go through the list, we're gonna give our opinions, and yeah, if you're just new into anime, you're gonna love these lists. Or if you've been around anime for a while and you just haven't watched some of the mainstream ones, you're gonna have to watch some of these ones on the list. But yeah, are you ready, Owen?
Yeah, I'm ready. So this is basically the prerequisite for becoming a weeb. Like
Basically.
you gotta watch these anime. So I have just one thing.
Mhm.
Never watch One Piece first, even though I'm the biggest One Piece fan. If you've never watched anime before, don't watch One Piece first. It just kills everything else, honestly. It makes everything kind of dull. I don't know if that's a hot take on my part. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
ever felt that, but at least in the beginning, when I was watching One Piece and then I went to Bleach and then a couple other shows, it
Mhm.
just wasn't hitting the same because I was like, yo, this shit's mad predictable. But yeah, let's get into number 10.
All right, so coming in at number 10 for one of the most mainstream animes that you need to watch, it is Haikyuu.
Haikyuu. I have never watched that before, but that's because I don't like sports anime.
Mhm.
I just got put on, my first sports anime. A-Ray put me on to Blue Lock. It was
Hell yeah.
phenomenal. But what would you say about Haikyuu and how does it compare to Blue Lock from my
So
perspective?
so Haikyuu in general, it's very generic in terms of, having all the typical sports tropes in anime. You got like a kid with, I was gonna say disability, but like some type of disadvantage compared to some other people. He has a dream to either go to the champions, the finals, whatever you want to call it. I forget the exact terminology they use. But yeah, so in this case, he's a shorter dude. He wants to be I mean, I'm forgetting the exact name, but it's like a striker if it was compared to soccer. But he wants to be the main guy, the main scorer. But obviously, he's a lot smaller than everybody else, and that's not a position that like a shorter dude would play. Um, but yeah, that's the basic premise behind Haikyuu. Again, it has all the basic tropes that are in sports anime, and it's got lovable characters. The animation is pretty up to date. The games are very good, and overall, it's definitely one of the better sports animes. But again, it's very basic, and that's why I guess it's on this list at number 10 because you need to watch it if you want to get into sports anime.
Yeah, honestly, I was never a huge fan of sports anime. I actually never gave it a try
Hmm.
because I was like, yo, I barely watch sports in real life, so why would I watch an anime about sports? But then Blue Lock kind of changed my perspective on that completely. So I know this list is made by somebody else, but if I were to give one sports anime for a beginner to watch, I would definitely tell them to watch Blue Lock. Blue Lock is just it's honestly a sports anime, but it doesn't feel like a sports anime. It feels more
Hmm.
like a Squid Games type event. So it's like a competition of
Hmm.
sports, but I don't know. It was very easy to digest the sports, and they also go into like the way they kind of sequenced it. They gave everybody their own little like route to follow, and
Yeah.
everybody kind of met at that endpoint. And you can kind of like you were saying this in a previous podcast when we were talking about Blue Lock. Basically, you can watch it technically from every single person's perspective, and it'll
Right.
all connect and make sense.
Yeah, like every single character could be their own main character, which is pretty cool and unique to Blue Lock. But yeah, just kind of going back to Haikyuu, it's definitely a show that I would give it a shot to if you're not used to watching sports anime. And it's very different than Owen's take on Blue Lock, and that's just because it's not as intense as Blue Lock. It doesn't have a different perspective in terms of like, the competitiveness, wanting to be an egoist. If you watch Blue Lock, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a very nonchalant, basic, and exactly what you'd expect from a sports anime. So again, that's why it's mainstream. So if you want to get into sports anime, this is the one that you have to watch to be able to like the rest of the sports anime because this is like the typical trope it has basically all the typical tropes when wanting to watch sports anime. But yeah, on any other thoughts before we move on?
No, I mean, just one last thing. So basically, right? What I got from what you were talking
Mhm.
about Haikyuu is that it basically Blue Lock is Haikyuu on steroids because it
Nah,
has
so I
no
wouldn't say
or
that. Yeah.
because I don't
So
know. Yeah, yeah.
I love sports anime, and I know like they usually have this one formula that pretty much most of them follow. Again, I talked about a little earlier in the pod, but basically it's like you got this disadvantaged kid with big dreams. And when it comes to him wanting to win at a high level, that's basically the dream for almost every single one of them. This isn't the case with Blue Lock because there's a whole different like edge to it when you think about it. Like there's that, wanting to be egoist, wanting to be selfish. Usually when it comes to sports anime, it's all about teamwork and that type of stuff. But Blue Lock is just completely different. And it's more of a like a I'm trying to think of a different way to explain it, but the first thing that comes to mind is like a battle royale. Like you know what I mean? Like they there's one person that can win. It's kind of like a Fortnite or a Warzone where only one person can win. It's different than your typical sports anime where it's all about teamwork.
Yeah, no, it's fire. It reminded me so much of Squid Games, and Squid Games was it was like the first IRL battle royale type thing that ever happened. Um, yeah, I mean, Blue Lock, from what I'm hearing, is just a different spin on it. Sports anime as a whole,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
got you. I mean, I'm glad I watched Blue Lock first. I might give Haikyuu a try, but for any sports fan that are watch anime but don't watch sports anime because I know there's a disconnect between IRL sports, real sports, and then anime sports. So like, definitely start off with Haikyuu then because
Mhm.
it's basically the foundation of sports anime.
Yeah, for sure. And also, volleyball is a lot easier to understand, especially if you're not into sports. So that's definitely one that you can get into. And they don't really go too deep into it either. So you don't really have to know a lot. You just have to know that they score points. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So coming in at number 9 for mainstream anime that you have to watch, it is Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I mean, I expected this to be up there. I'm gonna give some call outs for which ones I think are going to be in there. So I
Mhm.
think Naruto's gonna be in there. I think Demon Slayer is gonna be in there. I think AOT is gonna be in there. One Piece is probably gonna be there. DBZ is probably gonna be in there. Bleach. I'm just picking all the old known animes.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, JJK is super mainstream. Maybe Death Note. But yeah, that's I gave like eight, so 8 or 9, I think. Right?
Yeah, no bad guesses.
Okay. So Demon Slayer, let's get back into that.
Mhm.
Demon Slayer, I mean, it's a really good anime. It has great animations. For me, what I don't like, honestly, my takes on this. The story is pretty it's pretty mid for me. And just I don't like Tanjiro that much as a character. He's a good main character. But I can see why, a lot of the younger generation um likes like this is gonna be for me it was One Piece, Naruto and Bleach, right? For them, for now for the kids now it's gonna be Demon Slayer, JJK, and My Hero. So I can see like I can see why they like it. Animations honestly carry Demon Slayer.
Mhm.
I don't know if I finished the last season. I think I have like one episode left, but it was a phenomenal season and it was crazy. I probably finished it, but yeah, it was a crazy season. I mean, Demon Slayer as a whole, phenomenal anime.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we're talking mainstream, this is definitely one of the animes that just recently became a mainstream anime. If you asked us 5, 6 years ago, this wouldn't be on there. But just because of the sheer amazingness of the animation, that literally made it a mainstream anime. Most people started watching anime in 2020, like in terms of like the reason why and when. A lot of the reason is, during 2020, there's nothing to do. A lot of people turned to, Netflix, and on Netflix, they had Demon Slayer, which of course had the huge boost because of its animation. Obviously TikTok was going crazy. Everybody was talking about it, social media and whatnot. And that really boosted up Demon Slayer. and it became a lot of people's first anime, and that really made it a mainstream anime. And again, it has lovable characters, has pretty good plot points, and it's kind of for everyone. Even though I know me and you sometimes nitpick on it, but that's because we're diehard and we're not just appealing to the mainstream. But yeah, that's just us in general. But again, this is well deserved to be on the list, and I think that if you haven't watched Demon Slayer and you want to watch a mainstream anime, this is one that you need to watch for sure.
No, that's I mean, you worded that perfectly, honestly. And there's just one thing I wanted to add. I
Hmm.
think Demon Slayer honestly caused everybody to make their animations better because at one point Demon Slayer was just miles ahead of everybody, and then you see One Piece getting better animations, you see old and newer anime getting better
Hmm.
animations. Like I think Demon Slayer kind of led this decade in animation. Starting from 2020, everyone got their shit together, and animation is so fire now. We have like those freeze frame animations in One Piece where it's like smoking that Big Mom pack. Bro, I can't wait till Gear 5, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, animation, Demon Slayer is king. Yeah.
Yeah, facts. And just kind of adding on, one thing I learned in business school was when it comes to competition, competition really elevates the end result, the end product. So I think that's what you were talking about when, you were talking about Demon Slayer's animation. And it really caused the rest of the anime, that all the other animes and animation studios and whatnot to elevate their game. But yeah, let's hop into the next one. You ready?
Yep.
All right, man. I know you're gonna have a problem with this one, but it's on the list, man. Coming in at number 8 for mainstream anime that you need to watch, it's My Hero Academia.
I mean, you don't need to watch it, but low key, it's not even okay. It's for the newer generation.
Oh
Like,
my god.
it's good. It's okay. I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm not gonna shit on it. And the only reason I'm not shitting on it is because I watched it last week. I
This
watched it
dude.
last week and I binged through all of it. I don't like where they ended off at the
Mhm.
season. I don't like it. But finally, Deku is getting stronger, bro. Like that was my whole issue with My Hero. Deku is never that dude. Like you know how like Luffy, Law, and Kid, right? There's always a
Yeah, right.
separation between Luffy and Law and Kid. We know that they're like so called like narratively to the world, they're on the same like playing field or same level because they have the same bounties.
Right.
But we know as fans that Luffy is just a lot stronger than them, right? And then we had the same dynamic in Todoroki, Deku, and then Kachan, right? But it was just like they were all three of them were pretty equal for so long, and now I think now finally, like I don't want to spoil anything, but now I think he's on the next level where he's better than them. But I mean, this last season, phenomenal. Um, I know Issa, I was shit talking My Hero so much before this season, but Issa, I gotta give it to you. The season was phenomenal. Um, Definitely, not in my top 10 still, but a very good anime for newcomers to get into for sure. And obviously has all the shonen tropes, good fights, great characters, nice powers. Honestly, I'm not too much of a fan of the powers. They are
Hmm.
cool. They are cool. It's a good system. It's a good system. But I'm very critical with everything. So don't like half the shit I say. It's very very critical. I think I think anyone should watch this as their first anime. I don't see it. I don't see this as a problem, especially if you're like a younger fan. If you're a younger fan, watch this as your first anime. I To me, one thing that turned me off was like, okay, it was always he's always crying, he's always like a baby, he's always like, you know, not necessarily showing emotion because everyone shows emotion in anime, but the way Deku was showing emotion, it was just like it was a kid, it was a child, running away from All Might, doing like rebellious child. His friends had to come back, and he was crying for them too. I think if you're younger, like a younger person, My Hero is good to get into as your first anime. But if you're an older person like 16, 17 and up, and you get into anime, I wouldn't recommend My Hero because it might skew your like how the way you think about shonen and anime as in general. But yeah, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so kind of just going back on your point about it hitting most of the tropes when it comes to shonen anime. Honestly, it does. Again, it's one of the newer gens, so for us, we're watching it or we're a bit older. I wouldn't necessarily say it's just for, the younger audience, because I know there's a ton of people that love it. We've seen their fan base and all over the place, from all ages and whatnot. But yeah, I think when it comes to like who is their target audience, it's probably the younger generation, but also on top of that, people that like superheroes. And I think that's something that us living in the West, we can really appreciate and like. And that's just because, we grew up on DC and Marvel and whatnot. And My Hero kind of touches on heroes in general. So that really helps to make it a mainstream anime, because everyone kind of wants to watch a hero. And, you know, he's not your typical hero that's just super strong like a Superman, or that low key badass like Batman. He's his own person, and I guess that really speaks volume on how successful the story is, because it's not just a copy of like a Superman or a Batman. Deku, he has his own history, his own story, and honestly, man, I like it, and I think it deserves a spot on this list, especially because it is a really good anime. The animation's been up there recently. The story's been a lot. Honestly, I liked it in the beginning, kind of died down in the middle, and now starting to pick up. And apparently it's ending very soon, but I can tell that the ending is going to be well worth the wait. So I'm pretty hyped for it, and I think this is definitely an anime that you should watch, especially if you want to watch a mainstream anime with hero. So this is one that, yeah, this is one that should be on the list. But yeah, what was it? Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to. That's such a good thing that you brought up about the fact that there's heroes, and I
Mhm.
know a lot of people that watch anime love the fights, and something that correlates with fighting is Marvel, DC, all those superheroes. A lot of people do come from watching fights from then, and then transitioning into anime, and I think this is the perfect. If you're a Marvel DC fan, this is probably the perfect anime to kind of transition yourself into
Mhm.
anime because we literally have superheroes that aren't overpowered. There's just one couple that are overpowered. Obviously, you have that in everything, but it's not like everyone is just brutally overpowered. I think
Yeah,
it's like the power system is, I kind of shit on the power system, but balance wise, I think it is one of the more balanced ones out there.
for sure. Yeah, definitely for sure. All right, let's get into the next one. So coming in at number seven as the seventh ranked highest mainstream anime is Attack on Titan. Low key, before you say anything and before we get your reactions, I think this is way, way too low on the list. I think that this is way better than I think that most people should rate it. It should be in the top three for sure. I mean, you can debate whether it's one, two, or three, but Attack on Titan, man, come on, man. That's a mainstream anime. Even non-anime watchers watch it. People love it. The story is amazing. Everything's great about it. And I think that this is a mainstream anime that you need to watch no matter what. But yeah, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
yeah, I think it is ranked way too low, like
Mhm.
extremely low. This is the anime that I tell anybody that doesn't watch anime to watch because
Right.
it's like okay, I don't know if it's considered a shonen, but it's a very like the plot is so out there, like it's so crazy and it's so like something you've never seen before that like it grabs everybody's attention regardless of whatever genre you like AOT hits that spot for everybody. Like it's like One Piece, right? One Piece has great story, but the thing is, it's been going on for like 20 years. I compare like One Piece's story to AOT's, like the ranking of how good the plot is. Like it, both of them are S tier for me,
Mhm.
and AOT kind of did it in a way shorter time.
Right.
So yeah. I mean, this I could go on and on about AOT.
Yeah.
One of my top three anime for sure. Um, the anime I recommend every single newcomer to watch. It's fast. It's not. It's like the pacing is phenomenal. You get good amount of fights. You get a good amount of story, emotion, character building. You get everything. There's like I really can't say anything bad or wrong with the anime, honestly. And I'm very critical, so yeah.
Yeah, just kind of going back on your point, you said that it does a lot of what One Piece does in terms of plot, but a lot shorter. It's not only that, it's not just a lot shorter, but it's also a smaller world. And for it to have so many different plot twists and so many different things, I think it's really impressive that, Hajime Isayama, the guy that wrote Attack on Titan, his work, I think is just awesome. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's definitely got like a cult following. But not only that, but every time an episode drops or a new season drops, everyone's talking about it, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're podcasting like us, YouTube, any platform that you go to, people are talking about the new Attack on Titan that just dropped. So it's like it's definitely in up there when like in terms of like being a mainstream anime, but also not just that, it's a great anime in general. And definitely need to check it out if you haven't watched it yet. I know most people probably that are listening to this have probably watched everything on this list anyways, or most of them. But if you're new to anime, man, or if you haven't watched it yet, Attack on Titan is one that you need to watch. But yeah, let's hop into the next one. You ready?
Yeah. Honestly, there's just one last thing I want to say about
Yeah,
AOT.
go for
I
it.
think AOT was one of the highest converters in uh just converting people to anime,
Hmm.
because I know that it was popping like 2018, 20 like 2019, 2020, all those years. And that's when people were getting into anime. And I know a lot of my friends, I know like they've watched AOT as their first anime, and I have yet to see a person that watched AOT and says it's bad. Like I have yet to see that. It's like Game of Thrones, right? Till the last season, everybody was like, talking about it every week. It's the best show ever. I think that's the same vibe that AOT had in the anime community. And obviously we got to see how this ends, but it's on like the levels of Game of Thrones when it comes to that weekly hype.
For sure, for sure. All right, yeah, let's get into the next one. So coming in at number six for the most or the best mainstream anime is Dragon Ball. So honestly, it's a very iconic series, well deserved to be up here. But yeah, how do you feel about this, man? I don't think you've watched it, right? Or you haven't watched it fully, right?
I've not watched DBZ, but I know this is the most mainstream anime of like of the older generation and of all
Hmm.
time, probably. Like we were talking about this previously in an earlier pod. Like just the word Kamehameha is the most, known anime phrase in all of history. Like people that don't even know what anime is know what Kamehameha is. People and the meme of like over 9,000, like people know that, and they're not they haven't even watched Dragon Ball. Like if you see like Goku, like most people, if they see Goku, they know it's from Dragon Ball. Those what do you call it? Those orb. I see. I don't even know what it is. It's those
The
orbs
Dragon
with
Balls.
the yeah, Dragon Balls. Yeah, the Dragon Balls. Like even I know what they are. I don't really watch Dragon Ball or anything. So if we're saying, if we're talking about the most iconic, the most mainstream, like the most not watched probably, but maybe anime of all time, it's DBZ, and it's obviously in the Hall of Fame of anime. It's yeah, great anime. Straight fighting though. That's what
Yeah,
I heard. Straight fighting.
it is, yeah. So it's not it's weird. So like if we go to an older generation or like older anime, the plot isn't really all there with Dragon Ball. Like, yeah, it starts out with the plot, it has plot, but now they're just kind of milking it and kind of extending it. I know there are people that still watch it to this day and still enjoy it, which is completely fine. It's cool. But for me personally, it's not the same level of you know, plot growth that some of these other anime are, which I'm not here to harp on Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. I grew up on it. I used to watch it with my dad. My dad still pulls up every once in a while, he try to act cool and stuff. He hit me with the Kamehameha. And I'm not even joking. I'm not bullshitting. Like he be saying that. But yeah, I grew up watching it with him, so that's definitely just kind of goes to show how popular Dragon Ball is. But yeah, aside from that, I mean, it's definitely a mainstream anime. You cover that, everyone knows it. But in terms of how good it is, I mean, it's really opinion based when it comes to Dragon Ball. The fights are awesome, the characters are really cool, but again, for me, it's just a plot. But yeah, I don't want to harp on Dragon Ball too much. It's definitely still a great series, but yeah, let's move on. You ready?
Yep. Yep.
All right, here's another iconic series, part of the big three, and we got Bleach coming in at number 5 for the best mainstream anime.
Nice. Bleach, I recommend it to everybody. It's the best sword anime out there. I was actually just watching it 30 minutes earlier, the third episode of the new season. Honestly, the new season, it has nothing really has stood out to me yet. But I know that they're building up. Just like how Vinland Saga, there was nothing
Yeah.
crazy in the beginning, but they build up. So everything is just building up right now. Like if you're an older anime fan, you definitely heard of Bleach. Bleach did take a very long break, so if you're a new fan and you want to watch something new, something from the older gen, I would recommend Bleach. Bleach is, coming out with new episodes now, but I would just recommend get rid of all the filler, and Bleach is very good. Obviously, we have like there was complications, there was whole seasons full of filler. Just literally don't watch those, and just like this is in my top 5. I love Bleach, but yeah, very mainstream, very good. Like there's nothing I can say that's very bad about it, except it's hard to get into in the beginning for some people. Animations in the beginning, obviously very old animations. I don't like for me, I don't really look into animations too much. I'm more of a story trumps everything for me. Plot and story, like
Mhm.
like that trumps everything for me. But yeah, it is hard to get into in the beginning. It is very kind of slow, and the animations are pretty shit. So other than that, it's phenomenal. I know you haven't watched it, but yo,
Yeah.
you gotta watch this, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So out of all the 10 on the list, I know the list Owen doesn't, so he's kind of reacting to it. But out of the 10 on this list, this is the only one that I haven't watched fully. I watched all the other ones, from start to finish. But yeah, this is the only one that I haven't been able to completely finish, and I'm going to eventually. You know, it's just long, man, and that's the case for most of these anime on the list. There are going to be a few that are a lot shorter. Attack on Titan was one, just to kind of preface. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't want to spoil some of these other ones on the list, but yeah, it's definitely one that I need to watch, and I know a lot of people are saying that it's good, obviously. And yeah, I mean it's a mainstream anime. It's been part of the big three for a reason. But yeah, let's head into the next one. Are you ready for this, Owen?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, yo. So next up is Owen's favorite anime coming in at number 4 for the best mainstream anime is Full Metal Alchemist, brother.
Hell no, I swear to God.
Owen.
I was thinking you were gonna say fairy tale. And I was actually thinking
Nah.
when we were talking about Bleach, I was like, yo, FMAP might be up here. But damn, bro, 4 seasons. Yo, I don't want to rant again. I don't want to do this again. This is like the third week in a row where I'm talking shit about FMAB. But honestly, my recommendation, don't watch that shit. Hey Ray, what you think?
Oh man, if I were to redo this list, obviously I have the benefit of knowing all 10 of them. I would put this one either ninth or 10th. Honestly, I'd put this one 10th out of all the ones on this list. So, I mean, again, not to hate on it, but yeah, there are a lot of people that do like it. So, in terms of being the best mainstream anime, I think that this should be 10th. But in terms of being one of the, like, if you're ranking like how mainstream it is, it's obviously up there. But this list itself is ranking like how good the mainstream anime are. So like obviously like number 1 would be the best of the series. It wouldn't be the most necessarily the most mainstream. I probably should have said that earlier, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that this should be this high up. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too
Yeah,
crazy on it, but
I don't either, but I don't also don't want to. I just shit on it to be honest. But bro, realistically, it's just not my type of anime. I know a lot of people like it. If
mhm.
you're into, I don't even know, bro. I can't even say anything. Like, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to say good stuff about it. But so this is how it goes. Honestly, this is the real deal recommendation, like real deal scenario. What's gonna happen is you're gonna try watching it, and then you're gonna quit like 4 times until you get to the half point. Once you get to the half point, you're like, okay, I'm way too far in, so I might as well go. You might quit a fifth or sixth time after that, but then like after the first half, it gets okay. It gets bearable. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I mean that's fair. I mean that's a fair point. One thing I will say before we hop into the next one is I know a lot of people that aren't really into anime. They were able to get through this somehow. I don't even know how, but shout out to you guys because I mean I would shout you out, but I don't know if you want me shouting you out. But yeah, I know a lot of people that aren't into anime that have been able to get through Full Metal and really love it. So maybe this is a mainstream anime and it's good, but maybe it's only good to people that haven't watched them like a bunch of anime like we have. Like I've watched 100 plus. I'm sure Owen has watched somewhere close to there as well. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, let's hop into the next one. So now we're finding the top three. So we got one, two, and three left. But yeah, let's hit it with number three. Yo, so this one's mad hype, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I feel like this one is probably the best or second. I don't even know, man. You tell me, Owen. But yeah, before we reveal it, man, you got any guesses on the top three?
It best okay. So again, Naruto has to be in here. Naruto.
Hmm.
If Naruto's not in here, then I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So Naruto, One Piece. One Piece is mainstream.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What else?
I'll
Naruto.
I'll just shout out a couple mainstream and then you can kind of guess. All right, so we got Hajime no Ippo, Fairy Tail, Sword Art Online,
Get the fuck out of here with his very little shit.
Hunter x Hunter, Gintama.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we
Top
got a
three,
couple good ones.
top
Yeah,
three, top three. One, Naruto's first.
yeah.
Then
Okay,
is One Piece,
okay.
and then is damn. There was something you just said that was very mainstream that I was just about
Hunter
to
x
say.
Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, that one.
Okay,
Hunter x Hunter is three. That's
okay.
my prediction.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so coming in at number three for the best mainstream anime is Naruto.
Okay. Well deserved. Honestly, if we're talking mainstream in the US, it's probably number one. To be honest, like everybody has watched Naruto. Naruto is a lot of people's first anime. You know, I don't want to be like a broken record from earlier
Mhm.
pods, but it has shaped a lot of young minds, young like how character, real life character development. I think Naruto has affected
Facts.
Naruto has affected real life character development. I mean, and the tropes in Naruto are just so like core to shonen. There's like for Naruto, he has that one theme that resonates with everybody. Where it's like, never go back on my word. I remembered it. It was never go back on my word, bro.
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's my Nindo. Yeah. So I mean, just having something like that to resonate with, um, you know, a lot of people, resonated with that. I watched it
Mhm.
when I was a bit older, so it wasn't really anything too crazy for me. Like I watched it a couple years ago. Like I think I actually watched it in 2020 or like yeah, actually
Oh shoot.
the first day of 2020 started watching Naruto. Right as
Mhm.
January 1st, 2020 started watching Naruto. um I watched One Piece way before that. So the funny thing is, I was watching Naruto with my cousin, and I kid you not, because I watched like other anime before that, I was like, yo, Naruto's gonna do this, then he's gonna do this, then he's gonna do this, and whatever I said was literally happening because in the old Naruto when he was younger, I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, it was very predictive. Like
It was
if you
sure.
watched anime before, it was so predictive. But just generally a great show. So many people have watched it. Huge fan base,
Mhm.
cult like fan base, literally. Um, yeah, I mean, there's nothing more I can say. I know you're a huge Naruto fan, and
Yeah.
Naruto was your first anime, so take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was my first anime, or it was the first anime that got me to keep watching anime. I'm sure there was like Dragon Ball, you can count Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and a few others. But yeah, Naruto was the first one that really impacted me. And again, coming out in the United States, everyone was talking about it when I was growing up for the most part. I mean, actually, not that many people were, but my friend group was, and that's pretty much all we used to talk about. I remember when I started football, some kids were wearing the Naruto ninja headband and everything. So it definitely has a pretty big impact in the West. I can't really speak for worldwide, but I do know a lot of people do love Naruto worldwide. But in terms of mainstream, being a mainstream anime, it's definitely a top three. And in terms of being the best mainstream, I also think it would be a top three as well. Just because the story is great. It's a great coming of age story. There's a lot of life lessons in there, surprisingly. And other than that, there's just so much that goes with it. Heartfelt moments, from sad moments to deaths, to happy moments. I don't want to really spoil it if you haven't watched Naruto yet, but there's just a lot of good moments in there that will make you tear up, make you smile, that will make you sad and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's a great story overall. So well deserved of being a top three. Whether this list is this list specifically is like the best ones, but even if we were doing just like in terms of popularity, I think that it should still be up there as well. But yeah, other than that, man, well deserved. But yeah, let's hop into the next one. You ready?
Yep, let's get it.
All right, coming in at number two for the best mainstream anime is, all right, man, you got this one wrong, but it's Death Note.
Oh yeah, bro. I
Yeah,
predicted Death Note in the beginning.
yeah, I baited you, bro. I started
You
saying some, I started saying some other names to keep throwing you off, man.
Maze was leading me on. Yeah, yeah, Death Note is phenomenal. I forgot about. There's no way, bro. Damn, Death Note. Okay, so for me, there's two routes when it comes to giving. I said I always recommend AOT, and honestly, I always do. But if there's a runner up to something I recommend a first time anime watcher to watch, it is definitely Death Note. It's not like your normal shonen. It has a very intricate plot. There's no actual like hand to hand combat or fighting like that, which makes it even like crazier. Everything is like psychological warfare.
Mhm.
If you've watched it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what kind of makes it appealing for everybody. It's also not like hero centric. So there's not like the main character is not a hero in by any means. So you don't get like what I've realized is a lot of people don't watch anime because they feel like it's like a cartoon, right? Whenever
Yeah.
someone sees like Naruto, it's like, it looks like a cartoon. He acts like a cartoon, like he acts like it's obviously meant for kids. But this is something that is not. I want to say it's geared towards kids. It's geared towards everybody. You can watch it. Any person can watch it. I feel like this. I feel like AOT, maybe this has even a broader, like AOT has a broad range of attracting people, but I think Death Note might have the widest range because it has nothing to do with like new like Titans. Like Titans are new and still fighting, hand to hand
Right,
fighting.
right, right.
This is still like this is a lot different from that. And what I normally say is it kind of emulates normal shows, like regular novels, regular books, or regular shows can have this type of these type of tropes to it. And Death Note, I fell in love with it as soon as I started reading it. I think the whole cat and mouse situation that we were talking about in a previous pod, basically Death Note does that so well where sometimes Light is a step ahead, sometimes L figures out what he does. We get the the bait, the switches, we get the crime, we get the crime aspect of it, and I think that the like crime categories always get people out of their seats, at least for me, like I compared this a lot to Prison Break. I was out of my seat for Prison Break,
Hmm.
and it had the same cat Prison Break and also Money Heist. They have that very good cat and mouse game where the cop or the professor, someone is always ahead, someone is always thinking a couple steps ahead, and then they get there and oh they're not there, or oh he already left. That cat and mouse thing, at least for me, intrigues me a lot, and anime really doesn't have too much of that,
Hmm.
and Death Note nails it on the coffin with how they portray all of it. So I mean, I can go on about Death Note. It's definitely worthy of the top two. It's in my top three. So in terms of popularity too, in terms of popularity and in terms of actually ranking how good the actual anime is, two is a well deserved spot.
Yeah, honestly, I think that this author kind of the article, he nailed down the top two for sure. I know you don't know what number one is, but I mean, arguably he nailed down the top three. But anyways, yeah, just kind of going off what you were saying, man. Big facts. The cat and mouse game is there. It's definitely one of the best psychological thriller anime of all time. Most people have it in their top 10 for sure. As do I. I would say top five for sure. Like I'd be changing up every, like honestly I change up a lot, but top five is like solidified for Death Note. And yeah, man, it's definitely a breath of fresh air when it comes to not your typical battle shonen. You know, I say everything's typical battle shonen, but this is obviously not, and that's what makes it, that breath of fresh air, and it makes it enjoyable. So yeah, in terms of mainstream anime, this is definitely one of the best ones. But yeah, just a quick note. Are you ready for number one, man?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not One Piece, there's something wrong. If FMAB is was that high, it was like 4 or 5, and One
Yeah, it's
Piece
four.
is
Yeah.
not up here, and One Piece is not up here, then then we know it's a One Piece hater that's writing this article. But yeah, let's see what's number one.
All right, number one is Boku no Pico. Now play.
Yeah, I don't even know what
I
that shit
gotta.
is. I don't
All
even know what
right,
that
wait,
shit.
hold on. Y'all that are listening, if you know, you know. If you don't Google that shit. Please don't do it.
I don't even know what that shit is,
Don't
bro.
do it, man. Trust me, don't do it.
Oh my god.
Okay, for real. Coming in at number one as the best mainstream anime is One Piece.
I mean, this is finally someone is telling the truth. We have so many.
Bro said somebody telling the truth.
I swear to God, dude, all these articles that we go through, they always bullshitly rank the number one. Like it should always be One Piece. No, but on some real shit. I know that One Piece isn't the most popular in the US, but I know in Japan it is definitely the most popular.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
It's
everywhere.
but yeah, everywhere but the US probably. One Piece, the fans are crazy. Um, just so what I was thinking about actually today was Bleach came out and it's 3 episodes in. And I honestly got no news on TikTok or normally I see stuff on my FIP about anime, especially since it's the anime plus TikTok. Like I'll obviously see
Right.
anime stuff, right? I'm not seeing any Bleach stuff, and it doesn't matter if haven't watched One Piece for a while or like my boys have don't watch One Piece. That week that the a nice One Piece episode comes out,
Mhm.
everybody on the internet is talking about it. Right
Right.
now, like people have been talking about Gear 5 for the past three months, bro. Like as soon as it was revealed or whatever, people have been talking about it, or like people have been calculating, oh, if they do this many episodes at this rate, I mean, so we're definitely getting Gear 5 at this time. So, I mean, I have friends that don't even watch One Piece. And remember that Zoro versus King fight?
Yeah.
They were literally talking about that. And I was like, yo, you don't even watch One Piece and you still know how goated the show is. Hype wise and mainstream wise, I can't get away. I can't get away. I can't get away from any spoilers. I try my hardest to stay away from all the channels that talk about manga, and I still get spoiled um for the manga. Like I have just so much. There's so many. I feel like every episode in the manga, like every manga chapter, has been hitting lately. Because every time I get spoiled, it's some crazy
Yeah.
shit that's happening. Every single time, it's some crazy shit.
That's
But
because every single episode some crazy shit is happening.
that's actually wild. Um, I mean, finally we have someone telling the truth. One Piece, the best, the most mainstream, the king of anime. I can't, I'm a One Piece rider, but also to back up what I was saying, I was just watching a TikTok like recently, and it was depicting average. I think it was amount of sales per year for anime top 10, and One Piece was the top 20 and top. It was number one for like literally 10 years straight. So it didn't matter if a new anime like even Attack on Titan came out and it was. I think it beat One Piece, but like barely. Like it took so many anime and only like one, which was probably Attack on Titan, to even win to be number one. So I mean, my analogy for anyone that watches basketball, look, One Piece is like LeBron, been going on for 20 years, peaking for 20 years. There's just nothing you can really say about it. Been carrying everybody, carrying anime. There's nothing like, yo, I could just keep riding. Go, pull me away, bro. What do you have to say about this?
Honestly, man, that's big facts. One Piece being up there. Maybe it's not as popular as we think. Honestly, it has the most manga sales. What am I talking about? It's not as popular. It is popular for sure, Maybe we just don't get that vibe because we're in the US, we're not in Japan. Japan is just like you said earlier, it's blown up over there. Um, yeah, there's really not much to say. I mean, this it's kind of common knowledge at this point that One Piece is the highest selling manga of all time, more than DC Comics if you count comics in general, more than Batman, Superman, all these other comics. It's still number one. But yeah, it's definitely up there in mainstream. And in terms of story, bruh, it's been running for over 20-25 years now, so it's obviously goaded. But yeah, I don't want to go too crazy on One Piece. Owen did enough writing for us, for the both of us. But yeah, before we end this episode, do you want to just rearrange this list in like you know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
rearrange it with our own terms?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to start my list or my way I would rearrange it, and then you say yours, or we'll agree and we'll go down.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I actually wrote it out while you were writing One Piece. Not play.
Okay.
But I had it prepared. So let's just start from bottom to top. So this is something I know me and you are both going to agree on. Number 10, Full Metal
FMAB,
Alchemist.
FMAB.
Okay, easy, easy.
Yeah.
Number 9 for me is probably going to be different than you. I said Bleach just because I haven't really finished it yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right. Number 8, I
I would
said
definitely put it a lot higher for myself, but yeah.
facts. Number 8, I said Dragon Ball, and that's honestly that's because of plot for me, and that's just me. I did have a lot of good memories with it growing up, so yeah, that's just where I have it. All right, number 7, I said My Hero. I know you probably have this at number 9.
No, 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 no. I don't. I actually don't. I actually have Dragon Ball Z at number 9.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd rather
okay.
have Dragon Ball because I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z. I know
Mhm.
it's. I feel disrespectful putting it at 9 though. You're right. Yo, My Hero at 9. My Hero's at 9 just because DBZ. Even though I haven't watched it, I can't be biased about it. It's a legend. It's a legend. I'm not gonna put it. I'm not gonna disrespect it like that.
That's
So
fair.
we'll put it at 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then for number 6, this is me because I love my sports anime. I got Haikyuu. I loved Haikyuu. I love all sports anime. I honestly think there's probably been 2 out of like the 30 plus that I watched that I didn't love, and that just means it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't love it. So Haikyuu is up there. All right, number 5 for me was Demon Slayer. Number
Solid.
4, number 4 is Naruto. This one was kind of hard for me to put below the top 3, but
Yeah,
AOT
yeah, yeah.
number 3, man.
Okay.
It's
Solid.
goaded. Gotta wait for the ending though, so I don't want to force it to go higher than that. Number 2, Death Note, and obviously number 1 for me was One Piece.
Yeah, I mean, we have very similar lists. I'll go straight down from number 1 to number 10. One Piece, AOT, Death Note, Bleach. Ah, damn! I really want to switch Bleach and Death Note, but whatever. Death Note was just phenomenal. So I can't. It's too good. It's too good for me to. Yeah. So Death Note 3, Bleach 4, Naruto 5.
Okay.
Naruto 5. Honestly, My Hero's not bad. Damn, am I putting it
Okay.
at 6th? What else?
Damn.
What else? What other good ones am I missing?
And you're missing the Haikyuu,
No,
Dragon Ball.
no. Yeah. So My Hero 6.
Okay.
Um.
Did you get you got Bleach, right?
Yeah, yeah, I got Bleach. I got Bleach. So
Demon
One
Slayer? Demon
Piece.
Slayer?
Oh, Demon Slayer. Okay, yeah. So yeah, My Hero 6. Honestly, My Hero is better than Demon Slayer. My
Yeah.
Hero. My Hero.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you say that again, bro? We gotta clip that shit, bro.
I said Die Hero.
Wait, hold on. Let me turn the TikTok camera on real quick. All right, yo, Owen, I want you to repeat what you just said, and I want everyone in the comments to say what team they're on.
Okay, My Hero is better than Demon Slayer, bro. Straight up. Even though I hate both, like
Damn.
I don't like both that much. I don't really like both
Bro
of them.
said, bro said, I don't like. So basically, they're having mid off, in your opinion.
Yes, they're having a bit off. They're
Damn,
having a
bro.
bit off, but I like you know me, bro. I don't give a shit about animation. Like it sounds stupid. Like it really does sound stupid because they're light years apart in animation, you know?
Mhm.
But the story, there's both mid, but My Hero is better right now. I don't even know.
Damn.
I just be hating on Demon Slayer. Like, yo, it's honestly like I swear to God, it's just story is so mid for me. I don't know what it is. I just really don't like it. But yeah, My Hero 6, Demon Slayer 7,
Okay.
DBZ 8.
Okay.
Haikyuu 9, FMAB
Yeah.
10. Yeah.
Damn. Okay, that's
Damn.
fair.
Okay.
It's a valid list. Let us know your guys' opinions. Make sure you guys join our Discord. We have a lot of cool shit that goes on in our community Discord. We just recently had our first ever community ranking. We had a watch party not too long ago, and we're planning to do another one for Gear 5. So if you guys are caught up One Piece, make sure you guys join, man. You guys got to, it's lit, man.
That's
And we
about
have
to be
a
so lit. Oh my god.
yeah,
I cannot wait, bro. Gear 5 is about to
yeah,
be lit. We're about to have a
facts.
huge you know, watch party for that. Everyone, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna talk about it afterwards. So, but like, if you guys want a community to watch it with, we're open for that. So, hell yeah.
Yeah, pull up for sure. I mean, we have a lot of fun in there. We got a bunch of mini games. We got a bunch of cool people to talk to, like-minded people that love anime. We talk other stuff. We talk sports. We talk honestly, man, we just talk a lot of cool shit. So make sure you guys join. We want to have you guys in our community. That's really what this whole podcast is all about. We love our people, man, and we're just trying to hang out with cool people like y'all. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this podcast. You got anything else to say on before we end it?
No, but let's honestly shout out to the guy that made the article.
Right,
Very good
right.
article. Honestly, there was very little I had to change. It was very
Hmm.
good. In terms
Right,
of
right.
in terms of him telling the truth about One Piece, good shit, my dog, good shit, my guy. That's what we like to see.
Oh man.
Other than that, it was phenomenal article.
Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description so everyone that wants to check out the article can, and that way we can also credit the writer for putting out this work and giving us a pretty good, honestly, a really cool topic to talk about. So shout out to Christian Markle. We're putting you in the link in the description so everyone else can check you out. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Anime Plus. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode. We post every Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday we have the news edition podcast where we talk about all relatively new stuff when it comes to anime and anime in general. And then Tuesdays when we do the cool shit like this. But yeah, that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next episode of Anime Plus. Peace.
Peace.